Hi guys, Berry Babe checking in. It's been a few days. Was trying to give you a view of the snow, but my phone popped out of the tripod twice and it's out of its case. So there's snow, a little snow on the ground. Was going to come out earlier, but one of the neighbors was blowing and mowing or something. I don't know. I don't think they were snow blowing. We didn't get enough snow for that. Over the weekend, Friday night, my cardiac monitor quit. 2 o'clock in the morning, I got a little message to change the battery in the one that hangs around my neck. Well, I changed the battery. I wasn't asleep yet. And as soon as I put the new battery in, I got an error message that said, call this number. So I called the number, and the lady on the phone doesn't have a clue. She says, is there an error message? Well, I didn't notice, but it popped up again, and yes, there was an error message. Apparently, the monitor was broken. Excuse me. And she said, has your monitor been around water or in a humid environment? And I said, well, I got the humidifier running in my room. It's Michigan and it's winter. I didn't think of it till after all that time it spent down my bra between my teeny little breasts. I suppose you could call that a humid environment. But the nurse at the cardiologist's office told me that I could tuck it there. So anyway, Friday, from Saturday and Sunday and Monday, I don't have a monitor. The shipping department doesn't work on the weekend, so it will go out first thing this morning, so it won't arrive till tomorrow. I had been doing a water pill every night, and I was feeling like I was sliding closer to having a dizzy spell, but I really wasn't that swollen, and so I was afraid to do 2. Well, now I'm afraid I'll have 1 when I'm not wearing the damn monitor. So I backed off on taking the water pills. And I also have not been in P2. I've been sporadic with taking the HCG, some to keep it a little bit in my system, but not to give me such a huge jolt. I am starting to hold fluid, my weight is up quite a bit. And when I get the new monitor, then I will take 2 pills and see if I can't induce a dizzy spell. It really scares me. If it's messing around with my electrolytes, it scares me. But I need to know if my heart is involved. I also wonder if may have something to do with the RNY surgery that I had, because I have a pouch from my band and then a pouch from the RNY, and it seems like I get the dizzy spells after I have a full stomach. So I don't know if maybe I'm having some sort of compression of an artery or a vein or something. I don't know. I haven't tracked what I eat, when I eat it enough. I know that I tend to be in the car lately, and so are my insides all crunched, and does that make a difference? I don't know. So my HCG participation is lousy right now. I'm anticipating probably tomorrow or Wednesday I'll get back hardcore. But in the meantime, speaking of hardcore, my husband's going great guns. He has lost almost 20 pounds in 8 days. And he's pretty tickled, but he doesn't really show it. However, my 23-year-old daughter, who 2 summers in a row has just worked her butt off, literally, eating chicken and eggs and broccoli and exercising. She came to me, she said, Dad's really losing weight. She hadn't really noticed, but it had been a couple days since she'd seen him. And yeah, so now she's interested in HCG. she said, you know, you've talked to me about it, but I never believed it. But to see him do it, whoa! I expect around the community there's going to be quite a bit of interest. I tried to get him to do it a few years ago when I was trying to set up a practice doing HCG counseling. But no, he wasn't interested then. But yeah, I was looking at buying him a shirt for Christmas, but I don't have any clue, if he's losing a solid pound a day and almost 2 pounds a day since he lost 7 pounds in 3 days, but some of that was water. So no, he lost 12 pounds in 3 days. Anyway, so even at a pound a day, if that ends up being his average from here on out, he'll be breaking some records, at least here. So that's good news. So I haven't been where I've been home 3 days and I haven't had the boot on. To put it on and stomp around the house, I haven't been able to make myself do it when I just don't feel it. But I'm up and dressed. I think I'm going to go to Lansing today to the Kohl's there to see if I can trade that last pair of pants. And they have a Bed Bath & Beyond there, and there are a couple things I want. And there's also some other things that I get when I'm in Lansing, if you know what I mean. My husband is he's taking the woman who has the leader dog, I think they're taking puppies, down to Rochester to the leader dog school. And then he has something going on this evening. So he's encumbered. So I thought, oh, today'd be a good day for me to go out and around. It's been a few weeks since I've been to the HCG boutiques in Lansing. So I may or may not shop that way. So my husband took the trailer in today. We've got a leak. We think we've got a leak in the refrigerator gas line. We really only fix things until when it becomes impossible to ignore. And we have a gas meter monitor, and it usually goes off in the middle of the night. And the first time it went off, he leaped out of bed and he's like moving around in the middle of the floor. And it's like we didn't know what was going on. And then you have to fan it, so then you have to open the door and get gas in, let the gas out so the monitor will clear. So FedEx just went by. I was waiting to see if they were going to pull in. I got kind of a heavy finger. Oh, speaking of ordering from Amazon, I got out my Instant Pot yesterday. And thank you to Indigo Neely. Neely is Nilli. She's got some great Instant Pot videos. And when I opened mine up and looked at it, it looked like there are 2 little round things, and one has a cap on it and one has plastic on it. But when I looked in their little booklet, it looks like there was a piece of plastic that's snapped in there somehow. And then when I was leafing through the instruction booklet, there were like 2 different pages had little flakes of, like big flakes of oregano or something on them. And I got paranoid that maybe this had been returned. I took an item back to Target once. It was a kiddie table that collapsed. It was very nice, and it didn't have, I got it home and I realized it didn't have the plastic things on the bottom of the legs. And I was buying them for my Kumon Center, and I liked it was kind of a Danish set. Well, I went back to that Target to check and see if they had gotten another new table in, and they had taken that damaged table and put it back on the floor. So, I've taken damaged things back to stores before, and some stores have very liberal return policies, so I was really paranoid. But Neely did an unboxing of the new one that she bought, And she flipped it over and showed just exactly what mine was. And then I had gotten online and read some people, some comments that people had made. So I was confident that mine was okay. And she walked me through the boil test. So, you know, these Instant Pots are really good for rice and macaroni and potatoes. Meat too, but meat with things in it like stew. So I did cook, I did pot and pot, which is I have a set of stainless steel mixing bowls that I got as a wedding gift. Stainless lasts forever, will outlast me. And it comes with a rack, and so I put this pot inside. It has straight sides, and I put a potato in there. And so I baked my potato in the Instant Pot. So that's what I've cooked so far. Rick says he might let me do some things on the Instant Pot when we're in Florida. Well, I'm hoping he'll let me do some things in the Instant Pot before then. He had 2 chuck roasts that he'd gotten out of the freezer and he put in the crock pot. And it took him all day to cook. He put them in before I got in the Instant Pot out to play with it. So it might have been fun to play with one of those roasts, because then you could have slow cooked one and I could have done the other. But usually we put a French's au jus packet on it, but that has carbs in it, has sugar in it. So he did just salt and pepper this time, and it was okay. It doesn't quite as rich. I thought I could have used some beef bone broth that matches the chicken that I get from Walmart. So I don't know if I don't have an episode with my cardiac monitor, if I don't have a dizzy spell, then I may call and extend my doctor's visit, extend the time before I send the monitor back. I just really feel like I want to know what my heart's doing when I'm having one of those. Grandma DC made a comment, and she said she didn't have one while she was wearing it, and then after she gave it back, whatever her issue was happened after she gave the monitor back. But she's still alive and kicking. So, but to go to all this trouble, it's so nice just to jump in the shower without having to undo everything. And I was doing better with the fabric stick-on leads. So if you ever have to do one and they give you those awful clear plastic ones, call the company and ask for the fabric ones. They're much better. They keep sticking like to my nightgown and things like that, because you know I'm not real stiff. When I was kind of a non-scale victory, I guess, when I was in with the nurse and or the technician, and she was giving me directions on the thing, she said, I expressed concern about, whatever, and she said, oh no, she said, don't you worry, you'll be fine. We get them 300 pounds in here. And I'm like, yeah, that would have been me in the past. So, but it's like, I still have all this skin and a lot of beef here, and you have to put one on the top of this rib and then one around the side here. But then when I lay down, it all kind of puddles and moves. So I don't know how close to my heart it is, but every once in a while I get a beep, 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 and I get an X over one of the leads on the little phone. So don't have any information on that. I don't have any information on my boot. I called and asked left a message for the doctor's office for x-rays like the other doctor had said, but whether she's only in the office 2 days a week, so whether or not she's going to respond to that or not, I don't know. I have an appointment with her mid-January for a physical, so if nothing else, I'll just wear the boot till then. But it's not comfortable when I walk around. It's rubbing pressure sores.